I just realized my own character lore of the demonic show and game.
My first ever project I've ever made ever that's still work in progress for the after the demonic show and game.
Is literally like the amazing digital circus and Poppy Playtime had a child. Let me explain on how and why. I'll tell you the story, but the rest that I haven't said much of to me feels like Poppy Playtime.
There was a young man, 27 years old. He made a decision to make a family heritage for his future son, Welly. If it was a daughter, he'd make another child with his wife for a son and kill the newborn girl secretly. It was 1830 April 2nd. He made a factory and used it for experiments on humans to change DNA. There were some experiments. His first was Jewel Poop. She was turned into a beautiful hybrid of beautiful blue stained glass by the pattern on her fur, hair, and part bunny with the ears and tail. He ignored her young daughter named Lola. He decided to force the scientists he hired to keep working on the experiments even if they were rough, aggressive, or more. He decided to tell the scientist, torture her. Do not question my order. The scientist nodded slightly with slightly concern and regret on their face, but they followed the order. Some other scientists tortured Jewel by stabbing her with anything sharp until she was trembling in pain. Fear and hatred. Jewel's ears twitched in fear. She shedded tears until she couldn't anymore. She was bleeding from her wounds on her entire body. Welly's father died when he was 15. Welly was slightly better than his father, but he was still terrible. He snapped and tell his employees to not go on break, not even letting them rest unless they're injured.
I didn't get to write the rest, but there's still more afterwards. Yes, I know it sounds like Five Nights at Freddy's and Poppy Playtime instead, but I haven't gotten to the part of the amazing digital circus parts. You know what? I'll just skip to the amazing digital circus part so you all don't scroll away. In the comic part of the demonic show and game, it shows Eclipse as a small television jester, giving freaking the amazing digital circus vibes. Broskiskiskiski. Yes, you can ship Cecil and Eclipse together. They're both adults. I'm not joking. Eclipse is a short adult. Do you see what I mean of the demonic show and game being the child of Poppy Playtime and the amazing digital circus?
By accidental or similarity.
Well, the demonic show and game was based on the amazing digital circus ever since I saw the episode 2 of it and never planned on basing it on Poppy Playtime.